Brendan Mortensen here from the PNC Digital Desk, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Orioles pick up a win. Here's Tony Mansolino.
This is a really good team, obviously with great starting pitching. It's got a great bullpen. To kind of stay in the fight that the way they did, to put the ball in play, to battle 2 strikes, build up pitch counts, to get some traffic, and then give yourself a chance to get the big hit. It felt like one finally kind of stayed fair for us. The ball, off the bat. We're looking at it from our angle, thinking it's going to hook foul, and feels like it's hooked foul all year. It stayed fair, and Kobe does a nice job with having intent in his primary and secondary over first base, and gives Buck a good chance to send him home, on a ball in the corner, which isn't easy to do. So, yeah, I mean, right now it's a gritty group. They're playing good. It's gritty. It's been good. I go back, we talked about it earlier today. I feel like we've talked about it a couple times. I think going back to that Anaheim series, I feel like he's been trending in a better direction outside of the couple games against the White Sox, after missing a couple games from the foul tip. But, I mean, he's hitting the ball hard. That, the ball hit to the middle part of the field is good. When he's hitting the ball, a couple hits the other way, it feels like hitting the ball hard through the middle is a really good sign for the kid. And, he's home. There's something. You got a lot of people in the stands, and, maybe the focus level goes up, maybe comfort goes up when you see mom and dad and friends, but he's doing great right now.
MASN has really struggled with runners in scoring position this year, but comes through there on an 0-2 pitch after getting banged up earlier in the game. And what does it just say about him and his ability to maybe forget all of that and focus on the moment?
Sure. We're talking about momentum earlier today and things being contagious, and I feel like the runner in scoring position thing has been contagious in a negative way, and I feel like lately it's been contagious in a positive way. I feel like more guys are getting big hits and those types of spots. Even early in the game, Adley, hits that ball second and third, hits a bolt right at the second baseman. Tough at bat right there, grinding against Hancock, who's really, really good today. Just feels like the bat's been a little bit better in those spots. And, obviously for Heston, to struggle the way he has, and now going back 3 or 4 games, there's been a lot of positive at bats, positive signs, and, we're excited for him right now.
Defensive plays in the 6th, both the Carlson relay throw and the one at the plate.
Yeah, for me, first of all, the one at the plate, he's out. So, great play, Gunner right there. And then the Carlson one of the game-changing moments. There's another one for me I'll get to here in a second, but game-changing moment for me for Carlson. Comes up, hits the cutoff man. Gunner, awareness right there, understands what's going on. We had one of those against the Cardinals, too, late in the game. Fundamental baseball, hit the cutoff guy, give yourself a chance, get him right there, which was a big spot for us. And then for me, the other game-changing moment for me, you think about Cade going back his last game, 1st and 3rd, no outs. Last game against the Cardinals, 4th inning. Same situation tonight, right? He gets the 1 out last time, and then nibbles, walks, bases loaded, couple hits, throws a ton of pitches. And that Cardinals game, and he's out in the 5th. Tonight is 1st and 3rd, no outs. He attacks his own, gets up to sac fly, cashes in the 1 run, gets a double play ball, gets out of it in 10 pitches, gets himself into the 6th. That's the difference, right? Winning baseball for me is not trying to save every single run. It's understanding when to attack the zone, which is what Cade did tonight, and it paid dividends for us.
Tony, you talked a lot about the starters during the last couple of weeks, but the bullpen has really shown. I mean, you have Sir Anthony coming in there and having a great inning, and you've had really excellent performances from the bullpen. What have you seen out of those guys?
A lot of confidence, I feel like they're coming in, they're pounding the zone for the most part, even when, Soto's had, a couple of rough spots. You go back to the Boston game against Devers, and he beats him right there, but it was a soft hit ball, essentially a 3-4 hopper that goes through the field, and, he didn't lose his confidence. He stayed confident. You see Sir Anthony right now, the split's been really good. Talking with the pitching guys, that sounds like more of a newer pitch here in 2025 that kind of they started in spring training. You start to kind of see the fruits of that labor right now. Batista's kind of getting going right now. Baker's been awesome all year. And we're getting this going, and we still are getting Kittredge up to speed, and that's going to be a massive weapon for us going forward as well. So excited about the bullpen, excited about the starting pitching. It's why we're kind of getting back in this thing a little bit.
That's all here from the PNC Digital Desk, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.